motorcycles, what do they call? They fell down, accident. Their both skulls broken. They were taken into the hospital's ICU. They stitched, and one fellow went into coma. Another fellow died in 3 days. And then the coma fellow woke up after 3 more days. So the doctors, this happened in Bangalore. This is a real story. Then they inquired, how did this fellow survive? This fellow who survived has been on millet food for the last 4 years. This is a real story. That means if you are eating millets, even big accidents, you have a chance to come out of the ill effects. So the millets with their fiber in it has this capacity to clean your body there and then, every day, every minute. And just to complete the story, the fiber in these 5 great grains have called lignons. They can protect your mitochondria to see that you do not age. Aging factors are removed because of lignons present in the millets, which will oxidative stress of the mitochondria is removed on a daily basis. That's why you look young when you eat millets. Even if you are 65 years old, your skin looks different, your movements are different, you can do a lot of things that you were able to do at the age of 30 or 40. And this is what health is all about. This is what health is all about. Does it mean if you eat millets you do not die? You will die. Everyone has to die one day. But how long, how well you live depends on your food and food and food only, nothing else.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for meticulously unraveling the profound history of millets and shedding light on their ancient roots and their crucial role in shaping civilizations. So, sir has rightly mentioned that millets have been slowly moving out of our plates and our spoons and forks, or rather, I would say, our fingers. The forks and spoons have replaced our fingers. So the whole concept of civilization and how the Western culture has influenced our eating habits. So initially, if you all remember, like I remember my grannies and all, वो एक नमक का पाउडर आता था जिसे ब्रश किया करते थे उंगली से. Okay, and then we shifted to toothpastes, and now we have toothpaste claiming क्या आपके toothpaste में. So that's the kind of impact of the Western world that we have on our dietary habits. And sir has so meticulously explained that how bringing back or going back to native diets along with going back to native lifestyles, not just eating what the people in the primitive time ate. So like for example, we do have the trolley to carry the luggage now. Okay, but ironically, we also have a porter to carry the trolley that is carrying the luggage. So that's the kind of lifestyle that we are following today. Thank you, sir. Your session was highly enlightening, especially for the youth today. I'm sure you've taken notes and understand the complexity of the problem. And now after this illuminating exploration of millets and their impact on our health, it is an honor to welcome a distinguished personality whose multifaceted expertise encompasses the realms of journalism, health journalism, naturopathy, and acupressure therapy. We have with us Mr. Abhay Raj Karne from Deshonnati, who is not only an esteemed health journalist, but is also a revered naturopath and acupressure therapist. His dedication to unraveling the intricacies of health through journalism, coupled with hands on experience in natural healing methods, has guided individuals towards holistic wellness. I request, sir, and warmly welcome Mr. Abhay Raj Karne to share his insights and speak a few words.
But I will take your 2 minutes. First of all, I thanks for the Raisuni group and Dr. Khader Wali sir and
Question and answer. Question.
uh, respected all. Personally, I thanks to all Raisuni group and the great speaker Dr. Khader Wali sir. And this program, I have just the courage to arrange this only with the blessings of our editor, Loknete, Mr. Prakash Pohre sir. And actually he was interested to come in your premises, but he is receiving the Jivan Gaurav Award, so he's out of station. So on behalf of him, as a journalist, we are just trying to give 52 articles on our Deshunnati newspaper per week from the next year, new year. So we will keep awaking the government. We will keep awaking all of you. And I think that your big institution can join this. Go to the poor farmers, give them money, give them millets seeds. According to me, millet dan will be the biggest dan. We can grow food security, health, and environment, and all the aspects can be completed by millets. And personally, I reverse my diabetes within 3 months. Within 3 months, and high BP. And I am medicine free from more than 2.5 years. So my wife was advised to remove her uterus by all the experts, civil surgeons of all the colleges. But by using Dr. Khader sir's protocol, magic, magic happened. And it was not magic as Dr. Khader sir, it is a science. Because magic have one or two, three, four times. But science, and now no need of removing acupressure. She reduced her 10 kg weight within 3 months. My many journalist friends, they just followed by Dr. Khader Wali, have miracle results. So my personal thinking is that as a journalist, I want to aware you कि 25 years before Dr. Khader sir is telling the truth, and the condition of health, economy, environment, you better know what is the, because this is not the time to talk with you. I know you are in a hurry. So this is another thing, but I can assure you, if you will not listen now, the future of 25 years of the young generation is in a big danger. So kindly take it seriously. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Do we have any questions from the audience? So you can definitely take the opportunity of asking questions. Yes, thank you. Okay, do we have another mic so we can circulate in the audience? And sir will be able to answer then, so we need one mic.
नमस्ते सर। हमने हमारे ज्योग्राफी में जो जैसे पढ़ा है कि ऑल ओवर इंडिया एज पर द रेन वी रिसीव वी हैव द क्रॉप्स एंड फॉर years together we know that the southern part of the India is supposed to be receiving more rains and their staple food is supposed to be rice for many years, for last many years. So my question is, जैसे आपने बताया कि अगर उनका स्टेपल फूड तो राइस है, ये बहुत सालों से हम जानते हैं क्योंकि वहां पे जो ट्रॉपिकल कंडीशंस है दे रिसीव मोर रेन्स विच इज सुटेबल फॉर कल्टीवेशन ऑफ राइस. तो यहाँ पे कौन से फिर राइस मिलेट्स में नहीं आता क्या, या फिर राइस
Yeah, the question is very simple. That people think we have been eating rice for a long time, and that long time may be 100 years. But millets have been there for lakhs of years, and rice has been the choice of the companies.
नहीं तो
And
100 years पहले फिर उनका क्या था, स्टेपल फूड
no,
क्या
no,
था
no.
उनका?
Forager sativa was there 10,000 years ago, but it was not available for human consumption. There was no rice fields. There was no rice grown. Very rarely it used to be in small pockets where some jamindars who had land under the lakes and they owned big things. Only those people were able to grow and eat. And the same way, in fact, there is a problem with milk also. People think we had milk. All along we were drinking lot of milk. There was no milk available. There was no milk even in Krishna's time. Even if you had 10,000 cows, only 100 or 200 cows used to give birth to the babies. And then the babies have to drink the milk. If a cow gives 1 liter or 2 liters milk, the calf has to drink at least 1.5 liter of the milk. So what is left out of 100 cows? You are having only 10 liters of milk left, even if you take that. So who drank 10 liters of milk in a village of 1,000 people or 1,000 families? Where is the milk? So simply people say, we drank milk. Where is the milk? Where is the milk? I want to know. And now there is no milk at all. What you are drinking is chemicals, steroids and chemicals. So all these issues are there. We have been simply telling that this is there. So rice was there. I am not denying it. Milk was there. I am not denying it. But was it enough for the people to consume the way you are doing now? No, certainly not. Certainly not. And whoever ate that whatever little rice, they were the fellows who had diabetes, who had sickness. And what I'm trying to establish is this rice and wheat and sugar cane, that is sugar, are the reasons for our sickness. And how do you get out of it? Is what our ancestors, 99% of the people ate and did not have these diseases. And that we have experimentally proven in our clinic, and thousands of people have been becoming disease free. So the question is whether the rice was there. It was there. Oryza sativa has been created by God only. Why? We do not know. The whole world, the planet is actually kitchen for all living things on this planet. That you should understand. So don't think everything created by God is only for you. And this is the problem with human race. They don't care. They want to go under the sea and hunt the whale and then say whale meat is good. What nonsense are you talking? This is the problem with us. So we need very little, but we think we need everything. And this is the problem here. This is the problem here. So millets are good enough to keep you healthy and to keep you young and to keep you disease free. And that is our answer. So animal milk is not meant for you. Your mother's milk is meant for you. If milk is meant for you, your mother would have been giving milk for you all along. But the digestive gene switches off the milk in your mother and in your tummy to digest. So imagine you have given birth to another kid and you give milk again. Does the first baby come and drink the milk? No. And that is nature for you. But then why are you making all the cows machine, milk, add stabilizers, add all kinds of poisons, and then feed your babies and then make them sick and then go to doctor? Understand the logic, understand the science.
Thank you so much, sir. We will have to, since we're exceeding the time limit, now we'll wrap up. And now I request Vasudha Paul, ma'am. She's a food safety professional for AIB International, which was formerly known as American Institute of Baking, headquartered at Manhattan, and she covers the Asia Pacific region for AIB International. Apart from her training, she has conducted food safety inspections and audits in 9 countries. Ma'am's inspection and training experiences include beverages, carbonated, non-carbonated juices, and milk products, and a lot of packaging materials. And there's so much to the list I will not be able to go through. Vasudha Paul ma'am graduated with a master's in science majoring in microbiology from RTM Nagpur University in 1991. Upon graduating, she was a lecturer to graduates and postgraduate microbiology students in Nagpur University. She was nominated as an industrial expert on Board of Studies on honorary post for 5 years with the responsibility of syllabus structuring and industrial orientation for university students in microbiology. It's a 2-page CV I will not be able to go through, but I humbly request Vasudha Paul ma'am to please come up on the dais and propose a formal vote of thanks. Take it up later. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am has a question. I think we can take up a little discussion post the vote of thanks. We can take up many more questions later, ma'am. Just a vote of thanks, and then if we have many more other questions, we can take it up later. So we formally conclude the program. Thank you so much, sir. Please be seated, sir. Thank you.
All my dear friends, respected dignitaries, my teachers, and Dr. Sir. I'm very delighted to be here. Of course, the CV says so much, but I am here to understand the truth of food, and hence I'm here. And I'm very, very happy to know that the principle of nature is something very different than what we think about. Nature arises forest, from forest comes agriculture, from agriculture grows food, from food come health, and from health rises the civil society, right? That is what the takeaway from this. And all we food scientists, microbiologists, I'm really glad to know how this microflora rejuvenates in your body. Probably our new chapters in agriculture should start that. Microbiology should start that, how to preserve the millets, grow the millets, harvest the millets, and also how it helps in your generation. As a microbiologist, I learned about probiotics, but not the millet biotics. So millet biotics, I certainly would be one of the rising subjects. And in fact, it should come back. And having said that, this is such a wonderful opportunity for all the food scientists to probably work on new types of food. Sir, of course, do not agree for the preservations, but in our lifestyle, probably we may be having different methods to do that. And this is the challenge for all the scientists here to come up with new foods with millets. So I am really thankful to all of you because this is something, knowledge igniting session that we have had here because of the Rai Soni group, because of Dr. Raj Karne, and also because of all Sakina madam's help. Miss Shakti was all the way trying so hard to organize all the things, and all the people who have worked behind the scene. I mean, their efforts and their contribution is immense. I am thankful to all the students who have come here and listened to all the proceedings so patiently. And I'm also thankful to few of the farmers here. कुछ farmers यहाँ पे आए हैं और वो सिर्फ खादर सर का नाम सुन के आए हैं. उन्होंने कभी तो भी बम्बई में कुछ उनका सुना था, and they felt that they should come here once again. I want them to show their hands. Yes, very very happy to be here, to call you here. हाँ, आप लोगों के लिए. हम स्टूडेंट्स का तो बात अलग है, लेकिन फार्मर का सिर्फ सुनकर यहाँ पे पहुंचना अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी बात है. और मैं चाहती हूँ कि हम ऐसा कोई प्रोग्राम इसके बाद एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी रायसोनी के साथ फार्मर्स के लिए करें और जिसमें फार्मर्स ही बुलाएं. चले तो आई एम वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल टू ऑल ऑफ यू सर्स एंड मैडम्स, एंड आई एम रियली डिलाइटेड टू बी हियर, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू बी अ लाइफ लॉन्ग स्टूडेंट फॉर यू सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, Vasudha ma'am. Students, we understand you have your classes. So those students who have their classes can move out, because we'll have now an informal discussion and more question answers will be taken. So students can move out silently. I hope I don't have to come down to the point that make a line, finger on your lip. Okay? So don't do that. Please quietly move out so we can take up the other questions. Yeah. Ma'am, we'll take up your question. Shastri ma'am, your question please.
Hello. Very thought-provoking lecture and very informative with several dimensions, particularly the environmental effect, the effect on health, and the importance of millets going back to the nature. Thank you so much for that. But there's some query that when we talk about stopping the use of wheat, rice, and corn, which are the major grains, we have to consider a low yield of millets per hectare of land. Okay, they do not need inputs in the form of fertilizers and pesticides, but yet the yield is low. So if we consider the population and the agriculturable land ratio, then is it possible to survive all the population on millets? Secondly, the millets are quite regional.
Let me answer that
Yeah.
question first. It's only millets that can feed
सुनो
the
सुनाती हूँ
growth with 40
तुमको
billion
कहानी. ग्रंथों ने
population. And rice and wheat and corn cannot do that. Even if you increase the yields of rice with all so-called genetic modifications, another 5%, because rice and wheat have scientifically, I mean technically, the genome is very, very small compared to millet's genome. And the yields that you are talking about is very simply mathematics, arithmetics will solve the problem. Now, with all your irrigation, with all your dams, the irrigated agricultural yields are calculated only 15% of the land. That means if you have 100 acres, you can only grow food on 15 acres. The remaining 85 acres, we can grow millets. I am not asking to do anything with that 15 acres irrigated agriculture. Remaining 85 acres, each acre giving you, right now, we have naturally the yields of the millets is average 15 quintals per acre. If you have diversified millet agricultural practices, which we have delineated very diligently in our agricultural experiments. So average millet production is 15
सुनो सुनाती हूँ
per
तुमको
acre.
कहानी,
So
ग्रंथों ने
India is
बताई है ये बात
acre
पुरानी।
15
ज्वारी
acres.
बाजरी मक्का,
What is
रागी कंगनी, कोदो गुट की
15
साव।
into 8? You have got more than 120 quintals, isn't it? 15 into 8, 1200 quintals, 1220, 200 quintals. And in this 15 acres irrigation, rice, wheat, agriculture give you maximum per acre is 30 quintals per year. 15 into 30 is 450 quintals.
साल
Now,
2023
if
को
you think you can solve the
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय
problem of
पोषक अनाज वर्ष के
population
तौर
and
पर मनाया
food
जा
by
रहा है।
450 quintals,
मोटे अनाज
can
के
I not
प्रति
solve
लोगों में
100
जागरूकता फैलाई जा
1200
रही
quintals?
है ताकि
So in
इसे
fact,
अपनी डाइट में
if
जोड़कर
we
सेहत
can
को
feed
बेहतर बनाया जाए।
10 billion people with rice, wheat,
भी
and
मोटा अनाज
without
उगाना और
spending a
खाना
single
दोनों ही ज्यादा
natural
सुविधाजनक है।
resource, I
मिलेट
can
में
feed
पोषण तत्व भी
5 times
भरपूर।
more people.
पोषक
That means
अनाज
if
के
you are
प्रति
saying you
जनजागृति
are
करने
feeding 10
हेतु
billion,
मैं
today
नीलिमा जोशी
I
एक
will feed 50
न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट
billion.
आपके सामने
50 billion,
एक
not
गीत
5 times more. So, if at all there is a concept of food security for human race, it's only millets that can provide, not rice, wheat, and sugar. Second question. No, she was asking another question. You only, madam. I stopped you. I said I will
Sir,
answer the question.
साल
The millets are
2023
quite
को
regional. I mean, they require
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय
specific
पोषक अनाज वर्ष के
atmosphere
तौर
No,
or
actually,
temperature.
millets
So,
are not
all
regional.
millets,
मोती
all
के
millets are
दाने
not
ये
available
जैसे पहने
everywhere.
एक
Absolutely,
नार
I
And
agree with you.
another thing is, looking to the lifestyle, we need to promote processing of millets in such a way that they would be acceptable in the current lifestyle, or they would be intermingled with the regular food culture at different places, so
Yeah.
that they can find place and they can be more widely used.
Yeah.
That is just my opinion,
Yeah,
because they are not available everywhere,
I will
and they are
I will
not
answer it.
affordable also.
In fact, your questions are loaded. That means the question is loaded with many more questions. I will tell you. It is the number of people, urbanites, who are deciding what to eat, how to eat. It is, if you consider the numbers, educating the urbanites to eat the way the villagers eat is a better thing than urbanite culture to be spread to the villages. And your question is asking me to do the other way around. But right now in India, there are 70% of village people even today, and their habits are not eating pizza, burger, or biscuits and things like that. So millets can be grown in each and every area, and the seeds are available. It is that they are not available in quantity because no one is growing. That is the reason. So it is in this context the policy makers have to start encouraging to use the barren lands and grow the food. Once you grow the food, of course, the research has to be done how to process and eat. Because if human race doesn't learn that by preserving, adding the so-called stabilizers, preservatives, pesticides, you are only going to create food that is poisoned. So the urban way of living is not healthy way. In fact, there are only two problems for the human race right now. One is corporatization of food and urbanization of human race. And these two are planned. If urbanization is there, the people living in the cities are helpless. So corporations come into picture. If there is a village, self-sustainability is possible. So they are trying everyone to lead an urban life. So this is a well-planned shadyant. So my answer is not to popularize the biscuits, the pizzas, the burgers. My intention is to popularize ambali, to this and that in urban people. So, because the number of urban people in the world as a whole is only 30%. So, why do I need to take risk of educating 70% of the people who are doing the right thing and then spoil the life of the planet itself? So, this is the problem with all urban fellows, including you and me. We think doing this way is right. No, doing the other way is the right thing. So, don't bother about food processing, don't bother about preserving things. Try to eat food freshly.
Okay, I'm
Eat
just
fresh. No,
there
this is the real answer. I am happy you asked the question.
No.
And all the so-called experts are always thinking, and that is not the reason for you to remove millets. And you are saying millets are not available. Millets are the only ones which can be made available in large quantities on this planet and nothing else.
Hello, there is. I would just like to remove one misunderstanding. I don't mean to say highly processed millets. I mean to say the village people could convert it with simple methods to a process which will not involve in preservatives, which will not involve high processing, but that will just add convenience for the urban people. That's the level of processing I'm talking about.
Yeah, again,
And
my
not the
No,
corporate level processing.
convenience
Anyway,
for
I'm
urban
taking
people
too much
is
of
the
time.
bane
I
for
think
human society.
I should stop. There are others also
No,
asking the questions.
convenience for urban people is not what we want. We want urban people to learn the natural processes. You have been spoiled by the corporate companies, and that is the bane of human society. So, as an intellectual, I am trying to communicate to this to you that don't think of urbanizing the things. Try to delocalize, decentralize, and that's where the human planet has to travel to.
Yes, sir. So we take that bottom line, and with that, we shift to the next question. Uh,
Urbanization is dehumanizing the planet. Urbanization is dehumanizing the planet. We need to get back the other way.
Sir, namaste. I'm come from Pauni, Bandara district, and we attend your program in Bombay last year, but that time we are so late. Sir, I want to listen now this time about OCD disorder and our great food millet.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, every village can become self-sustainable if they shift to millet food. And we have processes without machines. They can process and make palatable rice in their own place. Every day, 20 kilos can be processed by a single lady. So that kind of processes are also discovered, and it is there on the YouTube. You can watch. So each and every lady in a village setup can grow and cook and eat and be done with life. And same thing can be done in urban areas also. You can actually get the grains and then make the rice, cook and eat and be happy.
so, so there are more questions, sir.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for this mesmerizing session. My name is Alok, and inspired by your studies only, I have started using millets. I've ordered the 6 types of millets, and I've been using it. The only confusing thing is that, as you say, 1:10 ratio is to be soaked them in, and when it gets ready, basically the dilemma is what to do with the excess water. Otherwise, if we start consuming it,
Drink.
So-
One tumbler you drink. Full.
Okay.
Mix it well and drink. And after 5 minutes, you can eat rice, all these rotis, everything you make with the same grain and eat.
okay, means I eat these only, but that water is to be consumed first and then the porridge.
No, the whole thing is porridge.
Okay.
Just mix it, take 1 or 2 tumblers, and then after 5 minutes, you make a roti, you make rice, you make anything you want with the same grain that you have used the ambali and
Okay.
eat.
Okay. Thank you.
So 1 kilo of this grain, you can give ambali for more than 70 fellows, 80 people. That
Hello.
means 100 rupees 80 people are getting their doctors.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Supriya. Our NGO, you must be knowing Ashadeep Shastri ma'am, which we are the members. You said that empty stomach, you should have that millets, that porridge.
That fermented porridge.
Okay, and some of them say that if you eat dry fruits or dates or milk, is it more useful or millets are more useful for your body? Which
Millets
is
are the only ones which have everything for human gut. So remaining things are good for this, good for that, good for that.
means no need to take dry fruits if in empty stomach.
Absolutely not necessary.
Means if you
Absolutely.
one
Dry
tumbler
fruits are
of
very costly, madam. 1 kilo is 1,500
Correct,
rupees.
right,
Where
right.
does a common man get?
not even fruit also, sir.
There is no need. Once your food is millets, if you get fruits, you eat.
Instead
Otherwise,
of
no.
milk, tea, and coffee, you can have a tumbler of, I mean, millets. What you said,
Yeah, millet coffee you can have.
millet coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to put coffee and millets then.
No,
millet
no.
coffee. You are saying millet coffee, sir,
Yeah. See, coffee is from caffeine. That coffee seeds you are getting.
which is not good for health.
Not good for health.
Yes.
You have our kodo millet. That husk has got a fantastic flavor. So you boil the husk, you make coffee, and you drink it. It is very good for your bone marrow also, health-wise, and it is as tasty as your coffee.
Means more millets are always advisable, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, millet coffee is very, very tasty.
Sir, good afternoon. Uh, does corn come under millets?
Huh,
Because in
corn, maize is actually C4 grain. It is C4 grass, but the size of the grain is bigger.
bigger.
So that's why they do not call it as millet.
but in so many literatures it is written it comes under
Yeah,
millet.
technically C4 grass. It is a C4 grass. It is a millet, but millet is small grain.
Grain.
So that's why corn, many people think is not millet, but it is millet only. But by definition, it is not millet because of the grain being very big.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
One last question, sir, and then we wrap up.
Namaste, sir. I am Swapnil. I am founder of Renaissance Superfoods. We are a food tech startup, and we also work on millets. So my question is actually from the startup point of view. Everyone knows like people are getting because of International Year of Millets, and people are actually getting aware about nutritional benefits of millets and everything. But for companies to be sustainable, they need customers, consumers, and sadly, consumers these days, like in especially in urban areas or people who actually need such kind of millets to improve their lifestyle and all, they don't have a palate, they don't have preference towards eating such kind of grains. And sadly, the perception is that if you are unhealthy, if you have such issues, then these kind of millets are actually beneficial. But in order to replace, I don't want to say replace, but in order to have more of such millets in our diet, and to actually for companies to find that balance between health and taste, that is the main challenge that startups like us face. So you have to have something which actually can actually people who are eating healthy breakfast, who have healthy breakfast choices prefer. So just want your opinion on how can startups like us who are working on millets, who want to address the nutritional deficiencies, can utilize such millets. Thank you.
It's not the startup problem. It is problem for everyone because we are all now brainwashed not to eat millets till now. Till now. So now we have to start de-brainwashing people, whether it is startup or villagers. In fact, I have more problem when I go to villages. When I tell them don't eat pizza, burger, chapati, puri, they get more angry than the urbanites. The reason is urban people are eating. You go and tell them, not us. This is the answer I get from them. So everywhere the awareness has to happen. Okay.
सर सो बेसिकली अपने देश में हाँ Yes, yes, because we have one few more people who want to ask
Yeah,
you,
yeah, I
sir.
know. What is this? This is so-called iPhone. 1 lakh rupees or so, and so much demand is there. How did it happen? Because they have marketed it. That means it is here you create the demand. So, unless the awareness that you can cure your diabetes, you can get healthy babies, you don't need IVF centers, you don't have any disease when you eat millets. This awareness has to go to people so that they want to eat millet products. Taste, you can always make anything tasty. That's not at all an issue because rice by itself is not tasty. Rice by itself, wheat by itself. It is slowly you get used to that, then you do that. So it is the awareness that I want to eat millets has to be created. Then only all these startups, all these biscuits, everything will work. So it's our job to create this awareness that if you eat millets, you can avoid doctors, you can avoid your money going into these pharmaceutical companies. This kind of talk has to come out in the public. Only then anything that can happen into the future. So it's our job to create the awareness in each and everyone, both in urbanites as well as in the villagers, that eating millets is good for you, good for your village, good for our soil, good for our rivers, good for the planet, and good for the biodiversity. So this is what I want to communicate to each and everyone. So what you do, you take your product and mention that this is good for you, good for rivers, good for. That's the way we need to start moving around. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, so sensitization. अगर हल्दी दूध नहीं पीना है तो आप बोलो this is turmeric latte and they are behind it. Yeah, you have a question.
Sir, so rice is the staple food in the Asia, but millets require very less water compared to rice. But farmers have no demand for millets, but rice they have very demand for rice. So uh, even though there are very less irrigation facilities, they are going for millets due to the demand, consumer demand. So how can you tell them that even the government interventions are also very less for millets? So how will the even the farmers are going to cultivate the millets?
Yeah, it is our job to educate farmers that their money is going away to hospitals. So they grow millets, they can become healthy and not lose their money. First point. Second point, all over the world, governments have not yet recognized this. Only in India, our Pradhan Mantri Sri Narendra Modi ji is the only leader in the world who has done something about millets. He is telling people to eat millets, do something. He has released some money to entrepreneurs, this and that. And there are no research institutes in the world about millets. Only 2017 or so, overnight in Hyderabad, one Indian Institute of Millet Research Institute came up. And in that International Millet Research Institute canteen, they eat only rice and wheat. They are not eating millets. So all these things have to start happening. So we need to educate ourselves, educate farmers, and create the demand. And it is this demand that makes things happen. So every person who is aware of millets' health benefits, environmental benefits, and biodiversity, and including global warming, can be reversed in 18 years if the planet eats millets, because then rice, wheat, sugar growing decreases, and that's what is creating global warming. It is this food processing and food that we are eating has created global warming. The experts are not talking about it. And if you give me another half an hour, I will establish what is the connection between the two. Okay, apart from that, creating demand is the only answer for human race problems. So let's all talk about millets. Let's create awareness among everyone, not only in villages, in urban areas, everywhere.
Thank you so much, sir. And now we end the question answer session. And sir, we have Dr. B.T. Wagh, who is an Ayurvedic consultant. और उन्होंने एक बुक भी लिखी है सर, जो आपको भेंट देना चाहते हैं. सर प्लीज आप थोड़ा जल्दी. सर सेंटर में आ जाइए. वो एक कविता भी लिख के लाए हैं, जो अभी वक्त के कारण हम अभी यहाँ पढ़ या सुना नहीं पाएंगे सर. आप प्लीज एक्सेप्ट कीजिए. He wants to read the poem.
आप सर के लिए मैंने एक कविता वैसे 3 भाषा में लिखे हैं, एक इंग्लिश, दूसरी हिंदी और तीसरी मराठी. अभी मराठी नागपुर वाले को हिंदी और मराठी तो थोड़ा बहुत समझती है, सर के लिए इंग्लिश में लिखी है. तो मैं अभी आपको, सर को थोड़ा हिंदी भी समझती है करके, और आपको भी ऐसे मैं हिंदी में एक कविता लिखा हूँ मिलेट के बारे में. मिलेट भरत धान्य तृण धान्य, मिलेट के रूप में भगवान ने दिया है पोषक आहार. मिलेट के रूप में भगवान ने दिया है पोषक आहार. यह है निसर्ग का उपहार, यह है निसर्ग का उपहार. यह पंचमहाभूतों से परिपूर्ण है, ये पंचमहाभूतों से परिपूर्ण है. इसलिए कहते हैं श्री अन्नपूर्णा, इसलिए कहते हैं श्री अन्नपूर्णा. सब रोगों की चिकित्सा है भरत धान्य, सब रोगों की चिकित्सा है भरत धान्य. कहते हैं सब रोगों का निवारण, करते हैं सब रोगों का निवारण. आहार दवा है, आहार दवा है, निरोगी होता है तन और बचता है धन, और बचता है धन. मुख्यतः इसके 5 प्रकार है, मुख्यतः इसके 5 प्रकार है. लिटिल मिलेट, फॉक्सटेल, बनियार, कोदो और ब्राउन टॉप. लेकिन एक से एक बढ़कर है टॉप, लेकिन एक से एक बढ़कर है टॉप. तन और मन को तंदुरुस्त करता है तनु धान्य, तन और मन को तंदुरुस्त करता है तृण धान्य. इसलिए प्रचार व प्रसार करता है प्रशासन, प्रशासन, प्रशासन. दैनिक आहार में खाओ मिलेट, दैनिक आहार में खाओ मिलेट, तो रोग नष्ट करने के लिए नहीं होगा लेट. इसलिए रोज खाओ मिलेट, मिलेट, मिलेट. लोग बोलते हैं मिलेट महंगा है, लोग बोलते हैं मिलेट महंगा है. यह तो एक बहाना है, हॉस्पिटल में लाखों रुपए लगाने से ये तो बेहतर है. इसलिए मिलेट खाना जरूरी है, मिलेट खाना जरूरी है. रोज खाओ मिलेट तो न लगेगा भीषक डॉक्टर वैद्य. यही है सच्ची समझ, क्योंकि यह है ईश्वर की अमूल्य भेंट, यह है ईश्वर की अमूल्य भेंट. तो रोज खाओ मिलेट, मिलेट, मिलेट. रावा सावा कोदो मुराट गुटकी, यही है 56 भोग. इसे नष्ट होते हैं सभी रोग, नष्ट होते हैं सभी रोग. डॉक्टर खदरवल्ली का यह है खोज, इसके खाने में आती है तंदुरुस्ती और मौज. गेहूं और चावल के न बनो भोगी, इसलिए उन्हें कहते हैं मिलेट योगी, मिलेट योगी, मिलेट योगी. यह है श्री धान्य, पूरे विश्व को है मान्य. तो रोज खाओ भरत धान्य, तृण धान्य, मिलेट, मिलेट, मिलेट. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
सर आशादीप एक संस्था है कि जो मिलेट से बनी वस्तुएं वो भी बनाते हैं, वो भी आपको भेंट देना चाह रहे हैं. प्रतिमा शास्त्री मैडम जी.
मैं शास्त्री मैडम के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहूंगी। ये हमारे टीचर है जिन्होंने एंड ही शी वाज अ हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फूड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड वेरी वेटर्न इन बायोकेमिस्ट्री एंड नाउ शी इज इनटू दिस फाउंडेशन एंड आई वांट यू ऑल टू गिव अ बिग अप्लॉज टू हर फॉर हर एनर्जी बिकॉज एक अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी बात है कि उनके रिटायरमेंट के बाद में उन्होंने अपना काम जारी रखा है।
इसी प्रकार बाहर स्टॉल भी लगा है सर इनका। रेनेसा फूड्स भी उनकी तरफ से आपको भेंट देना चाह रहे हैं। जी your name on behalf of yeah sure you want to give that to So we also have Swapnil Mole, who is the CEO Renaissance Superfoods. So I assume they are doing a lot in the field of millets. कुछ आपके products millet based हैं. सर स्वप्निल मोले जी भी आपको कुछ भेंट देना चाहते हैं। वो लोग भी कुछ मिलेट बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं। प्लीज कम ऑन द स्टेज। सर सेंटर स्टेज ले लीजिए प्लीज। सो अलॉन्ग विथ को फाउंडर डॉक्टर जूही। So they are reviving traditional nutrition with superfoods, and the company is named Renaissance, located in Manish Nagar, Gokul Park, Nagpur. We wish you all the best in all your endeavors. Thank you so much. I request all the dignitaries to please come up for a group photo. Dr. Wali ma'am, Shriram sir, Abhay sir. Thank you, dear audience. You may all vacate the room now. Yes, all the dignitaries to please come up on the stage for a photograph. Thank you, dear students, for all your cooperation.